What's happening, guys? Back at it again today on the Helix, floppy mirror and all. And it's kind of a solemn day, obviously overcast here. It is raining on and off. We are currently out in the rain, but I am riding this bike to go sell it. So on one hand, super exciting. I'm glad to get rid of it. But on the other hand, we're moving on. We're getting, I'm so excited. Clearing space in our one car garage to now work on more stuff. As you may or may not have known, we just finished up the E-Ruck build and that is a blast. And so now, since I've drank words, the electric Kool-Aid, we are going to do another electric build. What is it, you might ask? Well, I know I've been talking to quite a few people in the comments and just kind of letting you all aware of what my mind is at and where I'm kind of headed there. We are going to build something electric. Woo! This bike has always been near and dear to my heart. 250 swap on a Ruckus is just, it's so fun. But you know, we swapped the E-Ruck, it's been great, and this one just doesn't get ridden. I have drank the electric Kool-Aid. If you haven't drank it, please do it with me. Next time I see you, I'll be happy to share. Come ride a bike and learn what it's all about, because it's a riot. So next build is going to be a Honda Grom. We are going to stick with an SF model. So with the SF model, we're going to do a full electric build the same way we did the E-Ruck, and now doing the E-Grom. We're going to do a QS 138 build, same thing, same motor, same controller, everything. But with this, kind of with a twist, the whole end goal here is to be able to provide kits for people. It'd be so cool if Johnny wants to build a kit, he can do that. He can just go, hey, I know this website, click, buy, done. It's reputable and it works. It's been tried, tested, designed, bolt-up kit, no welding, kind of the end goal there. Super stoked about that. Gas motors, don't get me wrong, they're awesome. But to have the instantaneous torque that you have, it's so fun. So with the E-Grom, what I'm gonna try to do is the plan is to have about a 200-mile range. I've been back and forth with China right now, and what it basically boils down to is a Morg or a Morge, however you say that. If you're well versed in the battery electro world, you know that name very well. They build batteries and they're very high quality, but they are by far the most economical option as far as when you talk about buying batteries stateside. So I figure we'll go through them. I've already quoted out a battery, Samsung cell. They were decent, they were really good. Thinking about the fact that I'm going to want to keep this bike for a while for testing for more kits, I needed to make sure it lasts and it's reliable. So we're more than likely gonna go with the Samsung cell on it. And the battery, here's where it gets really tricky. The battery is estimated to weigh about 150 pounds. That's a lot of weight for a Honda Grom frames. I have to get with my fellow welder friend and see what we can work up in the way of making a bolt-on kit that's going to be structurally sound so that it doesn't take away from the actual integrity of the frame. I don't think 150 is too much to ask, but it is on the higher end. And obviously I'm not trying to put people at risk for getting hurt. I don't want that on my conscience, nor do I want other people to go through that. So I might dial that back a bit. That size of battery is going to be very expensive. So even if we halved that and shot for 100 miles, I think 100 miles in most people's case is more than plenty to be able to kind of cruise around and do longer trips and really get into whatever they want to do. Super excited to kind of go down that road and learn more about the manufacturing side. I can definitely build up a kit. It's just a matter of producing it in such a way that it's repeatable and the same exact way that if I do it time and time again, it's always going to be the same exact. Super excited to learn and kind of grow in that way. I have an engraving business, so that's how I'm going to do most of my templating through acrylic and cut sheets of acrylic so I can do square objects or straight one axis, and then most of it's going to be spacer related and then welded. So conceptually it makes sense. I just have to actually mock it all up to the frame, which is at the shop. It'll be awesome. This guy in front of me, I'm waving my hands. This happens every time. This guy's throwing his hands around thinking that I'm like, hey, why don't you go or get out of my way? That's not the thing. I'm just talking to myself. Don't mind me, guy. It's fine. Construction. Oh, construction. By the way, whoever corrected me on the whole excavator backhoe thing, you're right. I know. I don't know my construction equipment. I need to consult my 6-year-old next time. I'm sorry. So with this build, another thing I'm super excited about is we're going to do the kind of slow and slow type build. So when you see these slammed Groms, you're like, why don't they turn at all? It's going to be kind of like that, but the nice thing about having electric is you don't have an exhaust to hang down, and you can really shave off a lot of clearance issues there. Once we actually get the suspension on and everything kind of mocked up, we'll be able to see better. I want to be able to actually corner in it, but I also know that if you go too low, you can't enjoy it in that way. So I want it to be something that you can definitely rip around on corners and not have to worry about it. And that'll all be kind of trial and error because I'm learning as I go, and being able to kind of mass produce these things, I'm excited. Man, I say kinda a lot. You want to learn how to talk? Start a YouTube channel, because you are hypercritical of everything you say, which is kind of good, but when you're actually talking out loud, I digress. Gross! So much rain! You can probably see down there all the rain that my tire's spitting up. Fantastic. I'm sure this guy is going to love getting a rain-soaked bike. But nonetheless, this guy found me on Marketplace out of Michigan. So I think he's just over the border by Toledo. So if you're out that way, you see the bike out and around, make sure you stop and say hi, make some friends. I don't know if he's got bikes already. I haven't really talked much in that way, but man, I have never ridden in the rain if I could avoid it. This kind of sucks. I'm plenty warm with the jacket, my jeans and stuff, but it's crazy to me that people actually ride year round, because I know there's a lot of guys that bike through winter and stuff like that. I'm like, screw that. I am, not gonna lie, what you kind of call one of those fair weather riders, and that's okay with me. If it's not 60 degrees and sunny, count me out. It's fine. I enjoy the luxuries of not being cold, especially on a bike when you're going faster and it definitely gets chilly. At any rate, I digress, guys. Thanks for coming along. If you're new here, appreciate you. Stick around and subscribe. Definitely appreciate that as well. If you're back again, appreciate you. Watch some more content, and we will be back on the next one. Peace.